Our third group to present tonight is Connect BZ. Connect BZ is an application that connects local businesses to consumers. Come on out.
Hi, my name's David.
I'm Caleb.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Houston.
And together we're Connect BZ. So the problem that we notice in local communities across the United States is that there's a disconnect between local consumers and the businesses in their communities. So the application that we use to address this problem is the Connect BZ application that we made for the Online Business Alliance. With this application, we believe that local businesses will have the power to compete against big chains that they're often fighting for their consumers' attention with.
As of right now, there are many local businesses competing with the large chain companies through these app platforms. But what distinguishes our app from these apps is that we specialize in helping these local businesses. For example, we have a Think Local program that actually incentivizes local shopping, but we'll get into more detail of that later.
So we just want to give you guys a rundown of the app that we've created for the Mundelein community. So we're just going to assume that you've already downloaded our great app, because why wouldn't you? And when you open up your phone, you're going to see the MBA app with the green Mundelein star. Right away as you open it, you're introduced with two main features, the map and the Think Local feature. When you click on the map, you're obviously showing all the businesses in Mundelein that are part of the MBA. You could zoom in and find certain food restaurants, shopping, services. You could filter them out, click on points of interest, a little description. You could call them, find directions, email, or go to the website. We also have a search option on the top right corner. And we also have a listing option on the top right corner as well, where you can see a listing of all the businesses. If you go back to the main screen, then you can see the Think Local program. Through the Think Local program, we incentivize local spending by this reward program. When consumers go to MBA businesses, they click the Scan button. This instantly takes you to your camera, and you're able to scan a QR code that every MBA business has. You're able to rack up points and then later redeem them for special promotions like $5 off to week's purchase, and more things like that. When you go back to the regular screen, on the top right corner, you're able to see notifications, things that are happening in the community. Then you're also able to see settings, just things about your personal information. When you go back on the top left corner, you can see contact, where you can see a little description of the Connect BZ team, who we are. You can also call us on the bottom, email us, or go to our website. And if you go back, you can do the same thing with the Mundelein Business Alliance. Now, if you go back, you're also able to go to events. Through events, you can see events happening in our town of Mundelein, like the Freedom Classic 5K, for example. You're able to see the time, location, description, who's going. You can mark yourself as going. And on the top right corner, you can actually add it to your Google Calendar or iPhone calendar as well. So obviously, it's a great feature that's helping you connect with what's happening in your community, because in the town of Mundelein, there's a lot of things going on. Now, when you go back, you're able to see the gallery as well. The gallery is just, I'm just going to show you pictures of things happening in Mundelein, the mayor, certain business people. Make a request is for businesses to request a form where we verify if it's valid to send out a push notification or an event on our application. It goes through us first, and then we submit the notification or the event. Then you go to membership. Through membership, you can join the MBA or renew your membership. You go back, resources, just going to show you jobs, business incentives, things like that. We also have social, which just helps you connect with Facebook. And then we have notifications as well on the bottom here, which helps you show what's happening in Mundelein. Like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, the mulch and flower sale at Mundelein High School to benefit the boys and girls basketball teams. The last part of our app is the About, where you can see the MBA's mission statement and what they're all about. You can also see their great board of directors, like the great Kirsten Russell. So this is just a quick rundown of the app that we created for the town of Mundelein.
So now we want to show you what the business looks like and how they can integrate with the application. So here, when we have Holcomb Hollow, they requested a request, and they a push notification. We received it, we verified, and we submitted it. Then from there, they can open it up, and they can click on the open button where they can see more notifications from other businesses. From there, they can find more different locations in close to Mundelein, and different features of the app too, like vegan and gluten-free bakery. They can also communicate with the business and email the person and find a special discount for them.
So here's a quick rundown of our total addressable market, our sizable addressable market, and our market share. So our total addressable market is our dream. So that'd be all the businesses in Lake County multiplied $35, which is our share of the membership fee, and that'd be just over $1 million. Our serviceable addressable fee is all 350 businesses in Mundelein multiplied by the $35, and that comes out to just over $12,000. And our market share is what we currently have now. We currently have 47 businesses on the app multiplied by the $35, which is just over $1,600.
So with the $35 fee that David was talking about, there are actually additionally two additional revenue streams that we have, and these are optional features that businesses can use once they're on our application. The push notification that Holcomb Hollow used there just a few moments ago, thank you Daniel, is $15 per business with the current amount of traffic we have in our app. And to submit an application for your business, it's also $15 per event. And so those are two great features that allow the community to really engage with your business. So some expenses that we'd have to be paying would be the $200 annual Apple developers fee, and so this allows us to maintain membership on the Apple developers account. So another fee that we'd have to pay is our $589 service fee, and so this also includes an unlimited licensing agreement with Google Maps, which allows us to use their GPS service at an unlimited cost without that increasing rate as we get more hits on the application. This also doubles as a server maintenance fee, which allows us to keep the app live, which is obviously something unique. So year one, currently right now we have 47 businesses, a part of our application, times 35. We talked about that earlier. By the end of the year, we do expect to have about 100 businesses joining Mundelein Business Alliance, which will bring our total revenue to about $3,850. Go out to year two and year three, we expect the businesses to grow by about 40 businesses every single year. So the revenue in year two will be $5,250, and the revenue in year three will be about $6,500, which brings us to a cumulative 3-year revenue of $15,500, and the profit from that would be $12,500. Now, where the real value in the business lies is with the addition of one new community, or not just one, but multiple new communities, hopefully. With an example of one new community, we're expecting definitely a more modest start because we just don't have the connections that we do here in Mundelein, which is a great town. We do expect to have about 45 new businesses year one, so their revenue there would be about $2,250. We do expect the same growth rate that we did have in Mundelein, so about 30 to 40 new businesses joining every year. So that'll get our revenue in year two and year three to $4,250 and $6,250. So yeah, the cumulative 3-year profits there is $12,750. Now, like I was talking about earlier, the real value is when we add that to already a revenue that is secured in Mundelein, and that'll be $28,325 after 3 years, with a cumulative profit of about $22,000. Like I was talking about earlier, it's pretty easy to see in this graphical demonstration that the addition of new communities to our application services is extremely beneficial. Mundelein alone would create $15,000, and then it would be $28,000 for one, $41,000 for two, and about $53,000 for three. It didn't quite show that on the graph.
So here's a valuation of our business. After 3 years, our expected revenue is projected to be over $28,000. Our initial startup cost is $2,000 to be able to maintain the app on the Apple Store as well as the Google Play Store. Our money multiplier is 4, and our post-money valuation is how much our company would be worth after 3 years, and that'd be just over $300,000.
These past 4 months have been an amazing ride with the boys. I think that all 5 of us could agree on that. There have been many learning experiences on the way. We've accomplished a lot in the past 4 months. I won't list them all, but I'd like to highlight a few key points. First off, we do have a working app on both the Google and the iOS store. Second, we currently service 47 businesses on the app and have over 180 downloads just in the past 3 weeks. And lastly, we were the first business incubator group to have gained revenue through our idea.
So currently we're asking for a $2,000 loan. We're asking for a loan instead of an investment because we don't want to give up part of our equity in the company. Plus, we're very confident in our part delivering back on the loan since we are getting profit from the Mundelein community and the communities we plan to expand to in the next few months.
After all 5 of us graduate, we plan on continuing and growing our business.
This weekend, we actually plan to become an LLC and open our business bank account. We just want to emphasize that we are not an idea, we are a business.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome to see that the community, especially tonight with the innovation night in the gym, and then also these presentations, there's a lot of really, really good ideas that are being presented, and it's really bright for the future here. We do think that we are the group that can get it done though and turn that into a business as we already have. So thank you. We'd like to open it to questions.
I'll go ahead and go first then. First question, franchising or platform licensing? What's the route that you're planning on going with your software?
We want to be an LLC.
Okay, but the platform and the app, are you planning to go to other communities and continue to run that centralized? Or are you going to license other communities to use that app or allow franchising of that?
Right, so at the beginning, just to make sure that things run smoothly, we'd like to just maintain control of the application, just to make sure that the town does know what they're doing, and then we can introduce things to them. We do also plan on introducing like a buyback system, so if Mundelein did want to purchase the application, then they would be able to do that, as well as other communities as well.
Okay. Second question, how are you managing and capturing the data from people's usage to be able to use that?
We actually have a back end of the app. It's just a simple website, but there's an app analytics tab, and we're actually able to see all that. And we do actually share that with the MBA, as the MBA app is our MVP phase.
Okay. And last question, how are you going to handle notification overloads?
Right now we haven't really addressed that problem because we haven't had to deal with it yet. So that's obviously a really good question to ask. I think we do plan on upping the cost of notification, because $15 is really cheap to get to 200 people in terms of advertising. And so we're going to keep that cost at a rate that doesn't overload the system, if that makes sense.
So a couple of quick questions. So if you're LLC, when are you planning on doing that?
This weekend.
This weekend? How much was that? Where are you incorporating it? Where is that captured in your fees?
We haven't planned. We haven't put that in our financial modeling yet, but we because of just logistical reasons. But that's going to be this weekend. So I mean, we didn't think it was going to be that crucial in detail.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you about the Google Maps, right? The slide I saw change, you said server fees and then server fees, Google Map fees. How will you handle it when you have enough? Google charges by imprint, right? They have a certain level that's free, but then there's a certain level. I mean, what research have you done to make sure that that cost is contained in your expenses?
So after we presented to you last time, I actually talked to the producer of the application. We got to talk, and I talked about the API, and he said that it shouldn't be a problem, that the software that he's using has an unlimited license. So that's what he told me, that's not a worry, and it's not something we should be.
So if all of a sudden you have, say, because you guys are doing notifications based on distance, right? If I'm X close to certain businesses, according to what the app says,
we could do that, yes.
Okay, it looks like that location-based systems I could actually do on the app. I'll come back to that later if I find it. But if you all of a sudden have 5 million hits a day, they're not going to charge you more.
According to the producer of the app, no.
Okay. Did you talk to Google at all, or research any of the?
I talked to the producer and he said that shouldn't be an issue. That's what he said. The software that he uses has an unlimited license.
Get that in writing.
Okay. I mean, the contract that we have with our software writer actually does have that in writing somewhere. We would be more than willing to go through and show that. But yeah, we talked with him, and we did address the problem that you did raise last week.
And then the last question, you talked about getting a loan. Have you talked to banks about getting a small business loan?
No, this pitch was actually supposed to be towards, obviously, a board of investors, so we were hoping you guys.
Oh, no, I understand.
Right, and so we did not talk to a bank to try to get a small business loan.
You are all going in different directions after graduation, I assume. How do you keep the business together from 5 different directions?
So we're actually able to run it through the back end of our app, so we can be wherever we want and we can still have everything under control.
And we can do this by FaceTime. There's a bunch of social media platforms we can use to connect with each other.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we have also signed a partnership agreement, and it's a contract that we have all signed that deals with our involvement into the business as we move along in the next few months.
And does that partnership agreement include an exit clause in case one of you wants out?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about last time about your B2C model. My guess is you may not have had a chance to really take a look at your numbers for your estimates, but you've got to find some numbers that take out the B2B people that probably won't want to participate in this.
So the total addressable market size obviously is going to be an unrealistic number. If we looked at like the other group's presentations, is just as unrealistic as ours. So we didn't think that we needed to go into detail as much as we did on it. The first time we did pitch you guys, we had a number of about 63,000, which is the actual number of individual firms in Lake County. We did go back and we did change that number to about 30,000, which is the amount of firms in Lake County that have a revenue between over $5,000 and under $500,000. And so, like, that limits the manufacturing range. So, like, that would actually be a little closer to the services that would be addressing.
Probably when you fully build out on the line, that'll tell you what the ratios are. Have you guys reached out to any other communities, and do you have any traction going with anyone else, or is it just on the line at this point?
Currently, yeah, it is just one line. We do have plans to go into Wakanda. I'm very good friends with the village trustee, Linda Starkey, over there. So hopefully we can get the same relationship going we had with Mr. Russell here, over there. And then once we get 2 communities under our belt, we can start using it as a portfolio for more.
Great.
Just curious, how did you arrive at your pricing for businesses? I remember 35. That's 35 what per?
So that's actually the fee to be a part of the MBA, which is the organization that we partnered with to create this application. So it's in our contract with the MBA that they have to pay that fee.
How did you arrive at that?
So the fee to be part of the Monoline Business Alliance is $175. And so since this is an application for the Monoline Business Alliance, we did have to sign a contract with them. Sorry, I'm getting a little jumbled. And so the contract said that we dictated that we get 20% of their membership fee, and that just happens to be 35%. So if they did increase the rates, it would be 20% of their.
Is that a model you would like to continue using as you expand to different communities, or are you going to take a different approach?
Yeah, it is. Hopefully we can partner with bodies like the Monoline Business Alliance. So I'm saying chambers of commerce, or pretty much, yeah. So it would be a model that we would be really interested in exploring.
The reason I ask this is when I think about small businesses in the communities, think about what they use, what channels are available to them to reach out to potential customers. And I would think that $35 per year is really low.
Right.
Wow. Night and day, guys. Night and day from, was it Friday or Thursday? Thursday. You really reworked the presentation in a great way, a lot easier to understand, crisper. Where did the idea originally come from? Because you came into the mid part of the semester, the first presentation, you guys already sold the deal, and but it has me wondering, where did it start? Who brought it to who, and what's the history?
Pretty interesting story. Our original idea was an app very similar to this, but only for lawn service companies. So we kind of pivoted a little bit. But Mr. Russell, who is a coach, you might have heard his name a few times tonight, came into our classroom, and he said, we went around the room and we introduced our businesses like we do with all the coaches, and he said, your idea is not going to work, it's pretty bad, that's what he said. Cool, awesome. And then he came back and he said, but maybe if you help the Monoline Business Alliance, your model could be implemented at a way, obviously, greater level. And so that's where we pivoted to helping local communities instead of just one industry in particular.
Great. And if you looked at what other chambers or communities have, do they actually have a competing product that they're using that it's a web-based advertising?
So now most chambers of commerce have like a booklet with all the business in it, just like the online business lines had previously.
Okay, so that's your competition is?
Yeah.
Because we talked about coupons by mail or money mailer, good, but I tell you what, you had the advantage of a really solid backer, a customer to begin with, and that you could have rested on your laurels and you didn't. You put the time and effort into this in the last 3 days to make it a really solid presentation, so thank you.